Alright, where am I going? Oh, this is kind of the end of this road. I guess I'm just at the point now where I'm just clearing out rooms for the sake of clearing out rooms. That's no fun. I was putting off... Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, punch through all these CN enemies, please. They're not my enemies. Actually, they are. Boop, boop, boop. You guys can't catch me. Yeah, maybe Fable was a bit of a harsh comparison, considering I actually kind of really don't like Fable either. I mostly just don't really like Peter Molyneux very much. The dude that consistently promises the world and always underdelivers. Like, you can only deal with that kind of attitude so long before you get frustrated. What are the other GBA Castlevania games like? They're all pretty good. This is the one that was my favorite. But, Circle of the Moon and what's the other one? Harmony of Dissonance. They're both more traditional Castlevania games, although they are still Metroidvania, if I remember correctly. I think both of them are. If not, maybe just one of them is. And they just were more about just, like, having one sub-weapon and exploring the castle. So it was still fun. I still played through them. But I just like this one by far the most because of the whole soul and RPG element to it. Okay, so I want to go straight up here, I think? Do I want to go straight up? I'm going to try that. No. Dude's got so many stuns. Also, I keep thinking I'm playing platform mines and, like, that I have the ability to repeatedly keep jumping, and I just don't. Oh, I never even played Fable 3. I heard it was just not very good, though. Actually, I had one friend that was, like, really into Fable, to the point where he would just do nothing but play Fable. And it was enough that he was into it that it made me kind of want to try them. So I played the second one a little bit, and I was like, I really hate this dog mechanic. I wish this shit would go away. And the third one just kind of, like, went further in that direction, as far as I remember. Alright, so I want to go left and then up. See if that's a place I can be. I forget how to get to the hell area. Pretty sure this is not it. It piggybacked off another area, if I remember. Fable 3 is just Fable 2. Oh, shitty German RPGs, don't you dare badmouth. Okay, sorry. Nope, stop going invincible for a second. Pretty sure there's no bosses in this area. Just a bunch of dead-end rooms. I don't hate dogs. I just don't like when they take a mechanic and just, like, shoehorn it into a game where it doesn't make any sense, and then tell you that you wanted it. That always makes me angry. You know, Peter Molyneux's, like, basically, like, the Dyson guy. He's got this idea that, like, this is how things are gonna be the best, because you put a circle on the vacuum, and now all of a sudden the vacuum's incredible, and you have an emotional attachment to it, and it's your favorite vacuum you've ever had. Peter Molyneux says you get a dog in an RPG, and all of a sudden it's the most fun you've ever had with a dog, because you have an emotional attachment to your character, and I didn't. I also saw through the ruse very quickly, because it's an obvious ploy. Have you ever heard of Metal Warriors? I haven't. In fact, it was one of my favorite SNES games. If it's the one that I'm thinking of. It's the one where you get to ride in mechs, right? And it had, like, badass split-screen multiplayer, and you would get in, like, a spider mech, and there was one with, like, a lightsaber. I think that's the one. How about we go right, up, left, up. Try that out. The genuine guy doesn't lie on purpose. Well, he should just start not being so ambitious as well. Like, he should be able to be self-aware enough to understand that people have a different perception of him because he keeps making these claims that he never lives up to. But whatevs. At the end of the day, none of this stuff actually is very important to be worried about at all. Okay, so... save point again up here. Okay, so we want to hit left. Oh, this doesn't go anywhere, right? This ends up being like a dead end, I think. Okay, why didn't I finish oh, because there's like a demon up there. I should just clear that out just so I know it's cleared. There we go. Sorry, Archdemon. So I can go down, up, right, up. I think that's a way that I should still explore. I just had, like, a craving for those banana melon starbursts. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There's, like, they're tropical fruit flavor ones. And there's one that had just, like, the most delicious... It was like the cantaloupe, maybe. It was light green. What is your favorite game? I like Super Metroid and Super Meat Boy a whole bunch. He's a child in the body of a grown man. Well, aren't all of us in some way? Okay, I remember dying here at one point and being upset. Is there anything up above, though? More disc armor? I'm just gonna uppercut your face off. Oh, they only do 1 damage. That's great. I guess maybe killing the bosses gave me some sort of defense or something, because it seems like I take a lot less damage from many of these now. Alright, so that's all clear now. Never need to go here again. Wait, what? So you've yet to pass the halfway point? Nope, I finished the game, but I'm replaying the game in Julius mode. It's a shorter game, and involves basically just running through the castle with a character that doesn't level up at all. It's a different type of challenge, and I just thought it would be enjoyable to play through, and I thought it wouldn't take quite as long as it actually is taking, but, you know, no harm done. Okay, so now we can go down and explore that room. Now I'm just crossing off all the rooms that are left. I don't think this is going to lead to anywhere either. That's another room that I need to walk all the way through. Oh, this one at least has a door on the other side. Oh, it's a teleporter. Good. Okay, so where am I going? Yeah, I heard you about streaming Metal Warriors. I'd consider it, but I was never good at the actual proper game. I just really enjoyed the versus mode a lot. Alright, so that's all the clock tower over there on the right. The bottom right corner... I don't think there's anything over there either, though. There's no good teleporters there. Alright, why don't we go... why don't we go in the teleporter? Okay, leave me alone, Medusas, please. And then we'll go left, and left, and left, and down. And I'll just uppercut everybody's face as I walk through here if I need to. I think the thing on the left was a dead end, so I should probably go look in there first. Nope. Due to the hand grenade. Get out of here. This isn't the DS one for Soma, is it? I didn't know there was anything before that one involved Soma. Yeah, this is actually the original one that Soma was in, and the one on DS was actually the sequel. The first was Aria Sara, the sequel was Dawn of Sara, I should say. And then came Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia. And that was the trifecta. I don't know why I just expected there to be a save point there. I guess because this looks just like the room in the first area. Yeah, it is pretty super late. It's actually 10 after 5 in the morning. I had the desire to stream starting around 2, so... Wait, does that make sense? Must have been closer to 2:30, actually. We use legal Super Nintendos for our streaming of SNES games. Say it all the time, I figured everybody knew. Alright, now that's another area checked off. Excuse me, giant flaming skull. I think you're so imposing, but you're just a big baby. You pretty much get knocked out in 5 seconds. Pretty sure this doesn't go anywhere either. Yeah, there's just like a HP up or some kind of thing up here. Why am I trying to walk through a wall? That's how you know you're getting sleepy, when you're just like walking into walls. I'm using a legal Game Boy Advance with legal Game Boy Advance buttons, which are mapped through an Xbox 360 controller. As weird as that sounds. I want to touch butts with Lucina. That would be so strange if, like, the girl of your dreams was just, like, down to do whatever, But the only thing she was interested in doing was touching butts. Forgot there was a boss here. This is an early one, too. This guy's dead. What a chump! What a goddamn chump that boss was. Didn't even have a chance. I'm just imagining, like, the scene in the bedroom. She's like, yeah, I really just want to, like, I want to rub my butt on your butt, and that's the end of the whole scenario. Like, there will be no other anything other than that. How are you recording this? File output via OBS. Just touch butts from, I don't even know. From our own imaginations, I guess. Could be from Adventure Time. Sounds like a thing that Finn would be into. Heard Dodger say it a lot? Oh. Those are opposites down for anything, only wanting to... Okay, I meant... She gives the appearance of being down for anything, but then when it ultimately comes down to it, touching butts is really the only item on the menu, if that makes sense. It's like a misdirection, it's like an obfuscation of the mind and body and soul. Finally caught you online. Hey there! Hey there, Snooky. How's it going? It's very early here, where I am. So it's nice that sometimes that can be useful for people to come in on the stream at weird times. GBA is a controller where you can capture the video from the TV, not to use it. Yeah, I actually have a Game Boy Advance player, a Game Boy player on my GameCube, but I don't have a good way to set up my GameCube to my... Oh my god, I can't even think. GameCube to PC for streaming purposes. There's a device that Kyle, Full Grown Gaming, showed me the other day that's like $55 or something that actually would be like the best capture card. But I'm just not necessarily feeling like that's necessary. It's like, I don't really feel like I need to stream too many things from you know, old school consoles. Because most of that stuff can just be emulated, and I really like the 360 controller for pretty much everything. When I was a kid, I thought sex was cutting your dick off and leaving it inside of her. My childhood sucked. That sounds awful. That sounds like something that insects would do to mate. They have such aggressive sex behaviors. This library also, I think, doesn't go anywhere. There's so few bosses, it feels like, all of a sudden. Okay, I gotta go down on that side. I always think when I get to this spot, I'm like, this feels like the spot in Super Metroid where you get the power bombs, and there's like a Kazo statue right here, and then you do Morphing Ball and leave a bomb, and then it blows the wall open behind it, and then there's another power bombs back behind it or whatever. I can't actually remember if it's power bombs in the second spot. Might have been super missiles or something. Oh, hey Tenchi. Thanks, this is a game I already basically ran through the whole thing in a prior set of streams, but now I'm running through it again in Julius mode. Because, why not, I guess? Just wanted another different type of challenge on it, and I've cleared out most of the castle again. I'm just forgetting where any of the remaining bosses are, so I'm just going through checking off room by room now. Actually have a program that makes a PS3 controller emulate a 360 pad. I'm not sure I entirely understand. You mean like for playing on your 360, though? Like, so you can plug in a PS3 controller into a 360? Because that seems pretty useful. I'm pretty sure they sold USB, like, generic controllers that would work on both, too. But yeah, you probably want the actual D-pad off of the one. Yeah, the handheld Castlevanias were some of my favorites ever, actually. It was Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, and Symphony of the Night are all my favorite Castlevanias. I'm probably going to play the new Lords of Shadow on stream at some point, too, because I picked that up the other day, and they had it for $19. Seemed like too good of a deal to pass up. I heard it was kind of average or bad from some people, but, you know, I want to give it a chance anyway, even if I don't like it personally. We'll see. Generally like to try myself, if I can. And when the game's not super expensive, especially this early after release, seems like you might as well give it a shot before pass judgment. Oh yeah, I know Motion and Joy. I actually think I have that. Lords of Shadow 2 is awful. Yeah, I mean, people say a lot of things. Like I said, I like to try it myself. How do I do this if this thing... I can't back paddle in this with this character, right? Can I just not go that way? I might not be able to go that way. That's cool. Let's go kill another boss, I guess. Forgot there was one down here, too. Which boss is this? Oh. This is a boss? Probably kill this dude without even getting near him. 180. What's this do? And he's done. Jesus, I should have gone this way first. I went for all the hard bosses early. Yeah! Yep, same here, Solar Flare. 360 controller, pretty much my favorite for everything. I really wish they had, like, an upgraded version of the one with the movable D-pad, the spinnable thing. I don't know, I've probably told this story a few times, but, like, the construction of how they made those turny D-pads is so poor. It's basically just a D-pad suspended on a post glued to another piece of plastic underneath. So the post is essentially all that's holding it up, so all of the leverage that you get from your fingers moving around on the thing, it's like suspended kind of over just some loose buttons. Which, for most reasons, is not a big deal. Until you find out that the shit that it's holding... Oh, I didn't hit that switch on the other side. The only thing that's holding the D-pad surface, like the actual shiny cross part, onto anything is just a little bit of paint and like a dabble of glue underneath the top of the paint. So basically when your finger rubs on that thing enough, eventually it chips through the top of the paint, and then your D-pad just falls off completely. It's the shittiest construction, so if they just made one of those with slightly better construction where that doesn't happen anymore, I would buy like 3 more of them, because I actually bought 2. I liked them enough that I went for another one even after my first one broke, and I knew Microsoft would not help me with that situation, because they had it for like a year anyway. But, you know, the whole point of a D-pad is to get use, like, to be touched, and if the thing is going to be kind of programmed to fail like that, if it's just designed to break, then that's really shitty construction. Okay, so both of those directions I can't go in. I'm gonna go back left. I'm actually, like, just exclusively looking at the chat now and just sort of whipping and jumping left. I had the silver 360 controller with the spinning D-pad. They're awesome. That's exactly the one I'm talking about, actually. That's my favorite controller as long as you don't wear it out. Because it kind of really sucks having the thing just freaking have the D-pad broken off. Where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. I did another teleporter. I don't know where I even want to teleport. Where the hell is the Inferno Zone? I need to go there. So let's go left. Let's go left and up. Dual Shock Master Race. You know, I don't hate that either, but if I had the option, I would choose the 360 one every time. Xbone is better than 360, but not by much. That's what I've heard as well. I don't have one, so I don't know. Not any chance that I'm getting one anytime soon, as far as I know, either. There has been very little to convince me that that would be a worthwhile purchase, especially when I could use the money for much more useful and beneficial things. What the hell would I even play on an Xbone right now, anyway? There's, like, basically nothing for it that I want. Okay, I think I want to teleport here. What program do I use for streaming? I use OBS. Open source, open broadcaster software. It is fantastic as long as you're on a PC. I've been told that it doesn't exist for Mac. Yeah, they don't sit where your hands sit as well. I find that as well, if that's what you're saying. Also, this really pisses me off. I use my PS3 almost exclusively to stream Netflix now, and a lot of the time when I set my controller down on my bed, the squishy nature of those back triggers tends to fast forward the whatever I'm watching, and that really pisses me off because it takes forever to buffer, and then I've got to try to rewind it. I inevitably have to watch another fucking ad. And I don't understand why they thought that was a good idea to map fast forward and rewind to the squishy triggers on the back of the controller that you will be resting the damn controller on every single time you put it down, no matter where you put it. It just happens to be worse if you're resting it on some sort of soft surface. Alright, I think this is where I want to be. Finally. I liked the triggers at first when I didn't understand that it was going to be more of a troublesome thing than a helpful thing. I know this is not where I want to go, but I thought there might have been another save point around. Just want to make sure I hit that if I can. Oh, this connects up over here. Okay, never mind. Touchpad for no real reason, because they wanted to keep shoehorning it into all these games and tell developers they had all these new tools to make their games more innovative. Need some Jell-O pudding to seat your controller in while you watch Netflix. Maybe I do. I don't know, I've never considered resting my controller in Jell-O pudding. I'm pretty sure that would not be beneficial for it in the long term. Where'd you guys put the save point? Pretty sure there was one around here somewhere. Also, these guys are pretty tough, so I probably don't want to mess with them too much. Would have been just as easy to have it on square. I know, there's like a dozen ways they could have done it. I would have been fine if they didn't even have it on any face buttons, because I don't really need to fast forward or rewind at a glance very often ever. They could have been fine to just put it under a menu. Or at least give us the option to put it under a menu, right? Like, why not? I'm always in favor of, like, giving the person as many options as possible. Everybody uses things differently. Forcing a tablet. Are you talking about how Microsoft tried to make that whole initiative about, like, the glass thing? How they wanted to make, like, their games more interactive by having other means of interaction and other controls. It's real dumb. You know, I just bought, like, if I was someone who had just bought one of these systems, if I had just paid $500 for this console, and then you're going to immediately tell me that this purchase that I made was inferior because I didn't also buy this other thing. Like, I understand they want to reinforce this ecosystem thing, but I'm getting real fucking sick of everybody having their own ecosystem and none of them being compatible with each other. Because, unfortunately for me, I acknowledge the existence of other entertainment products. I don't think that they understand that there could be users who are like people like I feel like many of us are, that we just sort of look at the entire scope of the industry, not just their particular sphere of it, if that makes sense. I don't know why I just went in that room by accident. So for everybody to pretend that all of their competitors don't exist is alienating and frustrating. And I wish they could just get over that. It's not gonna make me more dedicated to you because you pretended that the people you're fighting against don't exist. Oh, I could probably do this. I also think it's a real dumb decision to have it be like the PS3 controller where the battery is built into the controller,